Let's start from the beginning. In the beginning. Nah, but really, what we were just talking about, okay? Higher time frame. We wanted to see sell side ran first before we start kind of attacking buy side again. We've got that here in London. London runs out the original low, short-term low actually runs out yesterday's low as well, gives a retracement, and then gives us one more stab into this low here. So now we've cleared lots of lows. We have reverted kind of back above the original liquidity as well. I'm going to move this because it's just the old low as well. So right, we've cleared that daily low. We break back above the daily low with a fair value gap. That's a 1 minute. I was talking about this 15-minute as well. So as we're running into sell side, we're creating that fair value gap. We often speak of, right, that last premium as we run into liquidity. If we can overtake that, there's a good chance that that can hold us as an inversion level. So that's what we're looking at here, especially since it's paired with the 830, right? You see that 15 and 830, same level. Go midline. And the same consequent encroachment. Only thing that was causing us worry, so everything in here I'd want to see higher prices basically as a result. Only thing I don't really like is, for one, this opening is crazy, ridiculous, ugly. But these equal lows here, okay? So we do come into this 1 minute, we hit the low of it, we close back above it, so I can understand why we created equal lows here. This fair value gap should be balanced. But ideally, I would like to see, right, maybe this wick run this low out. Because now we do have a high likelihood of wanting to attack those, especially because now NQ is higher, right, pushing higher. NQ is reaching into old levels. Right, hit that new week opening or new day opening gap. Clear to low. So yeah, with how we're delivering so far, because NQ is stronger, if NQ starts pulling back at all, this right here is gonna most likely fail, right? Run into these lows like we mentioned. We'll move that 15 for now. We do have a fair value gap here, okay? So for me, because we do have that, of course, look at that. So once again, we can't clear that low. We hit that level perfectly. Yeah, at this point, I really wouldn't want I'd want us to run these lows first. If we're going to run higher. Yeah, possibly. Consumer confidence. For some reason, medium impact though, so it shouldn't really affect it too much. But it's high impact here. See? That's what the one thing. Yeah, I just noticed that actually too. I'll pull up another website. I hate when it be doing that, to be honest. Hey, what's up, brother? I think that might be high impact news, to be honest. Which I don't know why the FX is showing it as medium. Which, if that's the case, yeah, we're getting played out here. Man, could have gone on later. Well, honestly, we'll probably just chill then for the next 10 minutes. Because as you guys know, we don't really try to look until after that news. Would you say 5 to 6 a.m. BPR? 5 to 6. Oh, in here? Yeah, I like that. You can go to a lower time frame. In here, for sure. That would be the BPR here for me. The highest high to the low. Leave it. Use it a few times. Trade lower. Yeah, 5 minute probably looks well. Look, if you're looking at that. Yeah, right, that aligns nicely. So leaving the BPR with that fair value gap on a higher time frame. Could trust that. At least in the short term, even. There's a 2 minute there as well. I think there was a 1 even too. Yeah, 1 minute. Oh, look at that. So on the 1 minute, it's an actual, it's that volume imbalance we speak of, where this candle didn't even return into that candle's close right there. And look at how we hold that perfect. That's clean. Always like seeing that, right? Algorithmic signatures. Okay, well then in here, okay, we understand what's going on. We're probably just gonna chop for a bit until 10, which at that time, I wouldn't mind a little consolidation. Hold these lows, run the lows at 10 into the lower fair value gap here, then go higher. The dash lines are labeled. Yeah, only the midnight and the 8:30 though, because those are the only two. Or I guess new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps are as well. I can show you that one. Was the end? Oh my god! Hold up. Hotel. I lied. Gone forever. I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, speaking of, I think he changed it to where I can add the date. American style. Oh wait, what? Oh, I have to. I'll do that later. But yes, simple answer. The important stuff is labeled. So we actually clear that low now. All right, all right, all right. We'll still look to see if we can't hold that. I like the idea of higher prices, but we've created a little bearish breaker here. If we get underneath this, though, if we completely overtake that, we're about to leave this 1 minute. What was that low? I'm just not too sure we'll want to go for this low before that news event. This has me interested here though. So this bearish fair value gap, right? If we can overtake that, kind of like we're seeing here, that would be now on the 1 minute, kind of what's happening on the higher time frame, right? We've overtaken a higher 15-minute. So if we can overtake this bearish here, especially because it's aligned with this original 1 minute, we should be able to hold that. We're priced into this down close candle. Hitting this inversion here now though. So envision inversion 2 minute. So look how we reject that. We close on consequent encroachment. So after that whole wick returns into this higher time frame one, we still close on the actual consequent encroachment of the original bearish, which you would not really want to see for bullishness. We want to see if we can overtake the wick now. Yes, nice little short. Good 5 handles right there. 55 to 50. Not reciprocated. In and out quick. That's how we like it. Oh, nice. Okay. We gap there. We can get above this high now. Right, low, high, lower, low. We can break that. Breaker formation. With fractalized little one, oh, not that low. 1, 2, 3 drives. Get the first high. Find support. Clear the equal highs would be nice. And through. Still can't get above this though. Haven't closed yet. Above the inversion. So the first time that we close underneath this low is here. Never touched the inversion. This is the first time we touch it. Reject. I do like that we overtook this wick though. All right, so if we kind of really wanted to reject, this rejection wick here should have sent us lower. We create that swing high, we then push up and through it. Notice how we create a volume imbalance there, the untouched. Pretty bullish signature there. Especially paired with the old daily low perfectly. So old liquidity. We get through that inversion pretty easily. We're back above this original 1 minute. Notice all the volume imbalances kind of stacked in here. So we have a set here. These are the same exact ones. And this volume imbalance is the 830 and consequent encroachment of the 1 minute. Pretty precise. But 2 volume imbalances now that we can maybe take advantage of here. God, no audio. That is so crazy to me. So we did close above this, kind of creating a little breaker setup. Because it's not 10 though, I don't want to. I mean, we just have a chance of kind of consolidating here until the news, and then the news could be a catalyst to send us into our direction. We just hit this, so we would expect this to hold us with how sensitive it'll be. We're at the unfilled volume imbalance. Would not really want to see that be overtaken though with bodies. Because on the 2 minute, we don't really have any inefficiency here, okay? We're using only this. So if in a 1 minute sense, I would like bodies to hold that. We can continue to wick it, but wouldn't want to see bodies start kind of giving up that, especially because it's on the 30-second as well. Even though we have lower discounts, it's just tough with news. That's why we usually don't like trading until that news event comes out if it's high impact, because price will tend to just do this, right? A lot of back and forth. So we're really just waiting for that news to come out, give us an indication of where we're trying to go, capitalize on that. Yeah, I don't know, dog. Your Discord seems to be acting up for some reason. You can hear me, no video. Yeah, it's weird. See if we come back for that low. Is that those the 5? Because we actually gave up that consequent encroachment. And look, breaking through the discounts, right? So not really respecting any of the discounts in here. That's what we speak. We wouldn't want to see. We close under. We use it as resistance now. Attacking, once again, a low, an inefficiency. We had cleared buy side, as I mentioned, in a range. So on like that lower time frame, even though we have highs, we've cleared liquidity. So if we do want to be choppy, yeah, we'll see what we get though. Few more minutes until that news drops. All right, all right. Let's see what we get. A few more minutes. Like we mentioned, looks like we'll want to clear this low one more time if we're going to break all these discounts, especially this. That's kind of the biggest one there. Overtaking that, use it perfectly as resistance, clear sign. We want to head lower. Overtaking the 5-minute consequent encroachment now. We've already given it up once, given it up twice now. So really nothing standing in the way of that low. I will point out this little baby. Say we get a scenario where we don't want to clear the low. Lowest discount will hold us. Lowest discount here on the 5 is this. Small fair value gap. Just a small fella. But 2 more minutes until that news hits. And then we'll see if we want to continue this consolidation or give us a little trending environment. Brother. Okay, okay. Equal lows there. Mm. Mm. Let us see. All right. So we left the lows. Don't like that. I wanted to see the lows get hit. But we'll see if we can't hold this and this in the short term. Ideally, I really wouldn't want to see price go up. Now I don't trust these equal lows here, right? Right above this inefficiency we have. Maybe just give a fake pump up quickly, run the lows, and then we can go if we want to. We'll hold in the 1 minute as well. But it seems like we'll want to get above that. Which if we do, I mean, NQ ran out that low. So far, news not much help, honestly, either. Still ugly, choppy delivery. As we mentioned, though, lower volume to end out the month usually. Right, last few days. We've been moving a tremendous amount the past few weeks. So not really too surprised to see the market being a little fickle the past few days. Because really, if we overtake that fair value gap here that we're looking at, right, that's a 2 minute as well. We really should start expanding for a high. But these equal lows sitting here just, right, we don't want to trade patterns for pattern's sake. So equal lows don't always have to be hit. But with the way we're delivering so far, I would like to see them ran one more time. Get right up and through it. Okay. So at this point, let's see. Above the 830. So it seems like highs are the interest again. We left the equal lows, but as I mentioned, these are not equal lows in NQ. So SMT there. Interested to see if a fair value gap will get left. So as we're leaving this, I want to see if a new one gets formed, kind of aligned with this 830 level. Somewhere around here, maybe. Well, what would it have to be perfectly, though? Okay, that's not possible. It looks like we'll leave that there. We didn't close above the high, so once again, a little sketch. But if we want to get above that high, we could start making an attempt for it pretty aggressively here soon. So we're wicking this buy side. We could have a situation like this though, right, where we clear the buy side and then we revert for a low. This one, however, we're not even able to get really above that yet. So we haven't even been able to close above that buy side. We've just wicked into the inversion and the bullish 1 minute 830 level. So if we start going back down again, that's just those consolidation signatures that we would speak of. So we're going up, we're going down. We're not really respecting PD arrays in any one given direction, right? We're referencing them in the fact that we're trading into the levels, closing on them, right? Wicking into them, but they're not sending us into liquidity as we would expect. Much like yesterday, right? Where we created equal lows, we created equal highs, spent a lot of time in between. We may get a situation like that if we cannot hold this. Because if we look on a 1 minute from this low all the way up, no inefficiencies, right? Rebalanced, wick higher, no inefficiencies, all wick. Volume bounce lower, no inefficiency, trade up and through. Only inefficiency is here. So now if we break under that, right, revisiting the range, which we just did. So we've closed underneath the 1 minute. We'll see if there's a 2 minute there that could help us. We can, nope, no 2 minute. So yeah, just ugly, still choppy. News didn't really do much. We'll give it that one candle try to get back above the fair value gap. But if we keep holding, right, I guess we have this inversion here that we may want to use. Consequent encroachment still holds there. Back into the volume imbalance. So you see how in a consolidating market, we just reference these. We just return to these PD arrays back and forth. Refuse to go anywhere. Could be frustrating for people trying to catch trends, right? Or trying to overtrade. These conditions create classic overtrading tendencies, or at least for me anyways, right, as I was coming up. I'd be switching my bias back and forth. Whereas now, still kind of like yesterday, nothing really catching my eye as far as a high probability, easy run on stops. Right, let's see, closing back underneath with this volume imbalance. So maybe because we do want sell side, right? We do want sell side. These equal lows. See if a volume imbalance gets actually left there. Volume imbalance perfectly with the old daily low. It's only 3 handles. It's not even worth it though with how small this range is. You'd have to get all the way into external range. Of course, right? Close it in. So even in that scenario, negating PD arrays, just returning. Sloppy. See if that 2 minute can keep it open maybe. It's the same thing there on a 2 minute. Two minute closes as well. So we've negated it. 2 minute creates the full negation, no wick lower. Did the 1 minute do that? So did the 1 minute. Yes, it's just absolutely ridiculous price action here this morning. Now we hold that inversion still. Consequent encroachment, that's the 830 level. This is sell side. See, I think that is more of a, I think or my FX book is right. That news was more of a medium impact type of thing. We're hitting in a 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour has created a 4 hour inversion. Here, that's what this level is. So this level is a 4 hour fair value gap. It's become an inversion level. And now you see how we are rejecting off of that. So on a higher time frame sense, if that is there, and we do want these lows to be hit, we actually would want to see this high hold for now. Because here we actually clear that buy side, whereas here we didn't clear the sell side. We clear the buy side, hold the original highs, consequent encroachment of the 4 hour, perfect. Just consolidating though, really around the old daily low. That's what's taking place here, right? So that original liquidity from yesterday, this low. Now that we've ran into it, gotten above it, right? We see we're just back and forth, painting back and forth. Brother. These them boring ones. These them boring ones. Since we're just chilling, I guess I can explain or tell y'all. We just got a new, well, I guess I did. I switched the payment processor, I would say, or maybe the onboarding process. So no longer using LaunchPass. I'm not using WAP instead now. Everyone that's a member through LaunchPass, though, everything will be the same, right? So they were able to kind of seamlessly transfer all that information into WAP. After this stream, I'll send out a just a message and a link that'll let you kind of log into the WAP dashboard and see your new account that way. You don't need to create an account with them. All you need to do is sign up with your Discord. Right? So whatever you use to sign into Discord, it'll be that same information once you sign in with WAP. And yeah, you should be able to see it a little bit easier. Just a little bit friendlier experience, better UI. Oh, cool, cool. Good to know then, Jackpot. Yeah, I've never worked with them. They just reached out to me, kind of ran me through their little process, what it looks like on the back end and stuff. So, seemed nice. I enjoyed the meeting with them. Dude I was talking with seemed chill, so they seem to have it under control over there. And then the website will actually be better as well. So for just kind of like new people looking at it, Launchpass seems kind of old looking, I'd say. Not as modern. What are we doing on the 30-second in here? Jeez, brother. Equal lows here. This is some terrible price action. It wants to go higher, though. Now, if we're going to keep creating these lows, that's a sign that price doesn't really want to reach into that. And of course, as soon as we say that, we run right through the highs into all the highs here. See if that volume imbalance can stay open there, huh? We close it. Left this buy side, and now we have a volume imbalance here. But in the same way, okay, SMT there. All right, so NQ hasn't cleared this high yet. What's up, Anton? I don't have another link right now, just on Discord. I don't actually have the Zoom up. I guess I could open it though. If you're struggling to see. Oh, that's interesting, Tan. I don't know, that would be a issue. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it does that for you. So you want to see this hold actually, if we can go higher, right? Buy side here. We clear the equal highs. We leave these equal highs. And as I mentioned, we have equal highs here. We have that volume imbalance, and then this is that BPR. This is a 1 hour fair value gap here. So that's why we're seeing that hesitation. We got above the consequent encroachment of it though, which leads me to believe that we may want to continue through it. But we have the 1 hour overlapping the 4 hour. There's an hourly volume imbalance in here as well. So this 4 hour consequent encroachment of this fair value gap is a 1 hour volume imbalance. And then if we, oh, okay. Oh, where'd you go? He said, give me, oh, my fault. I don't know why it said like that. Oh, you're not even in the waiting room though. What the heck? I don't see you, brother. I don't see you in there. All right, we're getting up and through. Nice, holding the final discount here like that. Trying to get into this level here is what I'm aiming for. We cleared the buy side. So at this point, yeah, we're aiming for this. I am in longs, okay? I lied to you. Free stream, y'all don't get the juice. Y'all don't get the special sauce like that. But I've been holding them. We went long on a turtle soup entry here. So as we ran out these equal lows, my stop is under this fair value gap. Not at this point. I'm at break even now. But if we can get into this level, I'm out. That's a 5. That's fully. But we're getting played here. Yeah, not ideal at all, if we're being honest, but we kind of realize we're in this choppiness, so we're going to hold it. All right, here's what we're working with. First entry, as I mentioned, turtle souping the equal lows. I'm not expecting price to run out this low here. All right, I still favor the buy side. So as we're running out all these lows, to me, that's a run on stops. So we're buying that. We're buying the equal lows. We then expand. I like this volume imbalance, right? So we try to go in there using really the 830 was our second entry. At that time, my stop is under this stop here. So we get extremely close, but my stop is actually still safe because it's underneath the low and we create perfectly equal lows. So we create those lows. We start expanding. Obviously, we're sitting through all this ugliness. I partial at the high because with how price is delivering, we have a high likelihood of not actually delivering to a target. So I'm closing at a high, securing profit, and now we're break even because that's underneath this fair value gap. And I wouldn't want to see this consequent encroachment give up. So if we get stopped, that's fine. As you said, ugly delivery this morning. High resistance. So we're fully content with whatever happens at this point. We've secured ourselves profit already. We content with that. Full target would be nice, but may not get there. But we shall see. Yes, now we were to aim for, right? Because we have short-term buy side here underneath that inefficiency. So if we can get into that, that'd be nice. Forming though, kind of from this low, 1, 2. So third drive to take us out and then reverse into the range again. That's what we'd want to see. All right, let's get there. Go ahead and make a move. Equal highs. Man, I hate missing swing highs, brother. Like, we couldn't have a swing high here instead of here. Disrespect. Same, we missed the actual swing low by one candle. Heartbreak. Cover costs. Oh, wait, actually, from here, we need to get, because this is that second entry. That's only 4. Do we go for 5? Which would be the high of that fair value gap. I'm fine with actually this here. We'll take that. Secured 5 with the partial show. If you run a little short, that's okay. Once again, high resistance. Ridiculously high resistance. At this point, our stop is still, we moved it in profit barely. If we run that out, that's fine. Oh wait, because this is actually I'm kind of tripping. Let's see. This is a 1 minute here. We'll actually just go back to break even. Not much difference half a tick is gonna make. But if we want to say use the 1 minute, because I was using the 30-second, I didn't realize that. There is a small 1 minute here. And these equal lows haven't got into it yet. So if we want to wick that quickly and then hold, if not, if we run through it at that point, we'll be break even, so that's cool. But we'll see if the actual 1 minute would want to hold that. 4 hour, yeah, that was close, huh? 4 hour consequent encroachment, we get back above that with the volume balance, which is nice. I'm glad I noticed that here first. I thought I was using the 1 minute the whole time. But that was not. So now let's say, all right, at this point, I was like, at this point, I really wouldn't want to see that 1 minute, but oh my gosh, I hate that we did that there. So now we have 3 equal lows sitting here. Short-term sell side. If this could have nicked that 1 minute, that would have been perfect for us. But now, we still got to leave the stop here, actually, in case it wants to try one more time. Patience. Patience will pay. NQ also hitting consolidation. NQ smacking into its midnight level. New day opening gap level. But yeah, we'll let it rock. We'll let it rock. Obviously, we know that's buy side. Clear that buy side there. Still have long term. Hello, you off? Cool. Love you, honey. That cracks me up, actually, brother. Not that I'm gonna blow my account. Nah, you ain't gonna do that. With the fire. This is a day that people would, though. As I said earlier, these are days where people get sucked into over trading. Right? They try to go long and then they try to go short, and then they try to go long and then they try to go short, and then they try to go long and then try to go short. At least that's what I would do. That's what I used to do. Right? On days when it was sharp like this, I would always switch up my bias trying to capture the real move. Whereas now once I kind of have my original bias, I understand we're in consolidation, but I prefer that this low holds. Right? If I'm a trade in that range, and you just gotta really succumb to the chop. So I've accepted the chop, as you obviously see here. Right? We have to sit through all this nonsense. Finally pays out, and then we'll see if we can pay this one out after sitting through all this nonsense here. Inverse head and shoulders. What I'm seeing is bull flag. Oh, welcome, M. Yeah, I mean, for us, I don't give signals, okay? So it's not a signal service. At times we'll paper trades, right? That's up to y'all if you want to get in on those or not. Because obviously I'm paper trading. Have no risk involved. Risk is all up on you guys. But usually I will share the trades after I get in them. If I'm being completely honest, right? This is the free stream for the week, or one of them. So in those streams, I'm not as forthcoming, to just to be fair. Right? I'll give it to you probably after it hits like our first partial or something like that. But in the actual streams, like for the members, usually if I'm going to enter a trade, right, I won't show you my entry, but I'll explain where I expect price should go. And then after I enter, I'll tell you that I entered it. But if you're kind of expecting like enter here with your stop here and target this, yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry if that's kind of what you're expecting. I try to explain it, obviously, that, right? Not a signal service at all. Stopped. So we stopped out. That's cool. I'm fine with that. So we capture almost the low, right? We get the turtle soup. Not as clean of an entry on the second one, 830. But we get out with 5 handles at the first buy side pull. So once again, importance of taking partials, right? I'll always take partials. I'll always advocate for that. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't have secured anything, right? So all of this in here would have been for nothing. Whereas for now, we were able to secure some pay or some profits. And you always want to do that, right? You wouldn't want to show up for work for 4 or 6 hours and not get paid for it. So the reward for sitting through this ugliness this morning is a slight profit. Obviously, we're not expecting nothing crazy, right? We're in a consolidating market. Not trying to be greedy, capture huge moves. But with what time it is, 10:37, 10:40. Yeah, I think it'll be good today for there, honestly. Let's see what we do here. Yeah, we are absolutely right on a higher time frame, like I mentioned. Remember when we pulled up all the they're not here now, but we pulled up all the nonsense in here. Right, we have highs, fair value gaps here, volume imbalances. We're in an area of a lot of higher time frame PD arrays. So pair that with consolidation. Signatures, ugly. I do want to see what we do here though. Equal highs, clear the equal lows, hold the 1 minute. Ideally, we get actually above that again. Overtake it, maybe. Equal highs resting under. Yeah, it's hideous, boy. No, hey, maybe in the future though, biker. Who knows? That's something I've flirted with. That shit would be way more expensive though, if we're being honest. Because at that point, I'm putting you straight into trades. But I thought about having like another stream of where I'm just streaming my actual, right? So like I have the few windows open, and now I'd stream my actual account, my funded accounts, live accounts, and you would see the entries like that. But we'll see. Look at that. What? Hey, that's price for you, right? That's comedy. It literally took us out. Wow. Uh, can't help but laugh at those. That's hilarious. If we would have had our stop one tick, I mean, look what we got out. It's not even on the candle. That is crazy. We get stopped at the lowest low, and then price rips into our target. We love seeing that. And now we just pump. Off to the races. So we got into, right, there's midnight here. Clearing the midnight. See if we just want to run. We do have equal highs in, oh wait, wrong screen. So let's go on a 5 minute quick. Right, relative equal highs here. And then if you notice, there's actually a 5 minute inefficiency. So as we left this fair value gap yesterday, we leave a little 5 minute fair value gap there. So untouched inefficiency with buy side resting. Low, high, lower, low, broken. Breaker block here now. Higher time frame. Notice this. I kind of want to paper trade this, honestly. Just because this is kind of chasing in a way. But we can understand that, let's say we're reaching for this, right? This untouched inefficiency here is perfectly aligned with the new day opening. And we've gotten through the midnight. So I'm like, if we can, okay, never mind. Price is in a hurry. Well, there we go. I was going to just try to use our volume imbalance entry to target that. No chance. There it is. This is actually, that's funny. I laugh now. A year and a half ago, oh my, I'd be raging, to be honest. But we understand this kind of, right, this consolidation leads to these expansive moves. And this in here is meant to just cause frustration. Right? If you're getting chopped up in here all morning and then you see this move like this, you're going to be inclined to what? Chase this more than likely, right? I mean, it held our levels perfectly. That's just on me, to be honest. We were too perfect there with that precision. That just cracks me up that it literally hit us out perfectly. Oh God. Yeah, usually the Fed fellas don't cost much, but I don't know what's going on here. Like we said, we did want higher time frame bullishness, and we did clear the sell side we were speaking of. So far we're kind of getting that delivery that we want to see. Just ugly, right? On a 1 minute, the process of creating that delivery is tough to sit through. Where you can take advantage, as you saw, if we kind of understand what we're looking for. But if we're going to leave this open, you might institutional order flow here and just run. Oop, wrong way. What are we reaching for here? We're about to run all these highs in one swift motion. New week opening gap. Tuesday low of the week. Extend bullish the rest of the week. Wow. I had a limit set here. That one gets me. No, it's still funny. It's all right. Salty sometimes. I had a limit at consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. And it never hit it. I was just trying to get 5, which would have been into the new week opening gap here. Fall a tick short. I removed it at this point because we've hit that new week opening gap. So maybe inversion 5 minute though. Close above it. We're in it now. Perfectly holding consequent encroachment of it. Should we long this? Yeah, go ahead. Long as soon as it breaks this high right here. You should always be longing as price is going up. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ever do that. Should always be buying as price is going lower or selling as price is going higher. That's a absolute great rule. No, I'm joking, biker. My fault. Like, nah. I just told you I don't put you in signals, and then I'm gonna tell you exactly what along. I tried longing it. I didn't catch it. So now we wait. Oh for 2, but lost a little. Hey, as long as you lost just a little bit, you know what I mean? As I said, this is meant to build that frustration. This is meant to build that revenge trading. This is meant to build that right retail logic of we have to long all of it as it goes up and up, especially after sitting through the chop. But as long as you got out with small scrapes, right? Count that as a win. Chalk it up, move on to the next. It's like this area here. Near the opening gap, midnight level, untouched volume imbalance, fair value gap. Holding that in version 5 so far though. Paired with that buy side. So for me, right, measuring gap. Say we want to utilize measuring gap of this leg. How far can we go? Take this lowest low that cleared that liquidity. Breakaway gap is here. I would use the next fair value gap that gets created as our measuring gap. Right, so it goes breakaway, then measuring. Here I project that. Wick 1, look at that. Wick 2. Right, so notice how each time we hit a projection, we wick it, reverse. Second one, wick it, reverse. Third aligns with new week opening gap. So that's kind of what I would say when I use the measuring gaps as projections. Just want to see if they can align with other existing PD arrays. So in this case, because the third one does align with this new week opening gap, I would see if price wouldn't want to reach into the high of that. As far as the actual standard deviations of the leg, if we went like high to low, we'll turn it. I like that actually. So now for this deviation, I'm doing the actual leg, right, on a higher time frame sense. The manipulation leg that runs out the liquidity. If we are to break that like we have here, that move down, we can project that out as possible targets. Look at how that second one aligns perfectly with Friday's high. All right, so that's kind of what I'm looking for when I explain I'm looking for projections to line up with existing PD arrays. We have a daily high perfectly aligned with a standard deviation. Third, not really in the third, okay. But yeah, seeing how these are kind of aligning with one another. I like that. I have midnight 2 ticks lower than you. I have it at 61. It's at 61. 45, 61. That's what mine is as well. Oh yeah, this one here is the new day opening. That's what I mean, right? The actual new day opening, so at 6, and then the midnight are right next to each other. Interesting. Didn't ever got into that fair value gap on a 2 or 1 or 5. Or, oh wait. Did you get into the 30-second? Okay. We'll wait till 11, see what we get. But most of the move here came and we missed it. This is a great day to build in that discipline of missing moves and being okay with it. Tape read this though. Not trusting it. We're in a very high premium. But let's say we don't even want to come back into this fair value gap and this low wants to hold us. Volume imbalance as we get back above the 5-minute. On a lower time frame, might want to hold, accelerate into highs. Great day for me, and I'm, hey, yeah. When you're emotionally okay with a losing day, that's how you know you're making it. NQ choppy facts only ES. Okay, I like that. I don't know what GC or gold. I'm guessing gold and crude oil. Ooh, overtaking that. Right, that's getting taken out. So back into the fair value gap. I still like this though. I wouldn't feel safe trying to long until we confirmed support off this level right here. Right, the unfilled volume imbalance. I'm still at a point where a stop out would have ruined my day. Yeah, that's all right, Wex. Understanding that's where you are, right? That's still good awareness, good progression. Means that you understand what you can work on. And you have the idea, the understanding that it is a goofy way to interpret it. That's what's so tough though, is that like your feelings, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Your thoughts will always outpace your feelings, if that makes sense. Right. So like, and what I mean by that is even though you know you shouldn't feel slighted, you will still feel that way. Right. And you can't necessarily control it as of now. At least I know for me, like when I was progressing, right, and I would get stopped out like this, or even like say I wouldn't want a revenge trade, things like that. I would try to not have that feeling of FOMO. I could tell myself not to feel that way because it's goofy or it's unlogical, but the actual feelings would still arise. And it was only after telling myself that so many times that eventually, right, the feelings do go away. But it was only after a repeated exposure, continued kind of affirmations that, okay, I don't need to be feeling this way. Like you're saying, there was no doubt that a year and a half, 2 years ago, right, this is, like you say, ruining your whole day. I'm pissed. I'm pissed I got stopped. I'm pissed price ran up into targets without me. And now I'm sitting here the rest of the day trying to get it back somehow, right? Or make up, catch the next move. Where I understand that's illogical. That's not what I should be doing, but I couldn't necessarily control the feelings that I had, which would lead to just irresponsible behavior. But no, you on your way. You on your way. As anyone who's ever made it says, right, is successful in this. Very cliche, but once you go through it, you'll understand. Right, and it was the same way with me. Whereas you finally get through it, now you can look back and understand, okay, I truly don't feel that way anymore because there's no need to. Right? Even though we missed this trade, guess what? There will be another trade tomorrow sometime. And if there's not, I'm sure there'll be one on Friday or the following Monday and Tuesday. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. The full confidence that you understand there will always be another setup that you can capitalize on means you should never feel any negative emotions really slighted in any way. Try to tell myself that when I'm having a pity party, I'm not paying attention. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Right, you eat that and move on. There's always more opportunities. And if you take the previous trade's negative feelings into the next trade, right, that's when you start kind of snowballing or not trading your model, trading outside of what you've already known, to work. That's why I say you have to be able to master yourself before you can really find success in the markets. Because you could know exactly what to do. Like I was a prime example. At some point, I reached a level to where I had no more need to, we'll say, understand the concepts. I understand the concepts fully. I understood when they would print, how price would deliver. But my emotions would take over, right, and not allow me to capitalize on basically the knowledge that I spent so long learning. So once I was able to kind of calm the mind, right, calm the feelings, calm the emotions, then you can execute without that negative pressure, which is always nice. 2022 model. I don't see it. Not seeing it, biker, to be honest. Life is too short. Agreed. And no problem, Wex. I'm glad to give it to you. Well, just things that I went through that I know that I wish I could have stopped earlier or had someone tell me, which I guess Michael in a way did tell me. And that's what's tough, is that Michael in his rants really says what I'm saying here now. But once again, I had that mindset of, oh, I can do it better. I didn't learn until it happened to me, which is a terrible thing to say, to do. Look at that though. Oh my God, we held that perfectly. So as we said, we like this level. Volume bounce not touched. New day opening gap and midnight. Well, what do we hit? Wick into the midnight, perfect. Wick into new day opening gap, beautifully. Bodies don't even get into volume imbalance. We hold it, followed by discount, discount, discount. Back up and through 5 minute. Same volume imbalance formed here now though. No wick lower. So maybe another stab into this. But if we want to go for this high, this low should hold. He said told you to long it. You should have longed it there. I already got my profits. Oh, look, that's only, oh, that would have been 4.5. Oh, that would have been 5. That's cool. Let's see if we can't refill this unfilled volume imbalance and then maybe wick higher again. Because notice we create a failure swing in here, so this high actually keeps this high intact. So now relative equal highs. 30-second chart. You got relative equal highs here. Paired with volume imbalance. Hold buy side. We'll see. I tried no fill. Huh. What do you mean? Where'd you try? D4T. D4T. What does that mean? What? Tick for a tick. I never heard that. That's new right there. That cracks me up. 61.75. You didn't get filled right there? How not? That's kind of crazy if you didn't. I mean, yeah, that's what I would have used as well. I would have used the actual new day opening gap. Like this. Breakaway measuring gap. These should remain open. That's why I'm saying this is what should hold us. Stop would have went under the candle. 2.5 to target 5, which we hit. Target the high, which we hit. Notice where we hold. That's where I stack a position right here. So I'm already long in the position. I'm long here. Right, original position, boom. 5 handles, we partial out, we go break even. Original position, broken even. Target's not reached yet. High and new opening gap. Right, so still have targets here, have a remaining to run. As we trade into a new discount. Stack a position here. Stop loss underneath. All right, at that point, when I stack a position, original entry stop loss gets placed with the new entry stop loss. So now this stop loss is in profit, which would cover, right? Say this ends up losing. This trade here covers this loss, which is why I do it that way. Right, so the stop loss is basically paying for the next trade. So risk-free trade. Aiming for, like this one, right? I would aim for 5 handles. Actually, I'd probably just aim because I was already in a trade for the high. But just a little example of how I go about stacking, right? How I move my stops along the way. Like now, say, since we create this low, if we can break above equal highs here while holding this, then at that point, my stop would go right underneath that low. Because new structure will be put in. This inversion, 5 minutes should be holding us as it is. This swing low should be protected. Let's see if we get that. Equal highs. Pretty confident those get ran out. 30-second. Yeah, we're pressing up right into them too as well, right? So we should run those. So like stop would still be here. Waiting for that to close above. Just waiting, just waiting. So there's the equal highs, wait for the close, right? Once we close, then we move that. Would be nice to just run for it, right? This would be our target here. New week opening gap, perfectly aligned with buy side liquidity. Okay, cool. So that once we see something like that where we close above, stop would be a break even, no partials. So now you have both trades broken even. This stop is way in profit, aiming for that final target. See if we can get there in the next 3 minutes. So at this point, right, if we were to clear this low and we were in that, we would be fully out of those. Then we'll have broken back underneath. Wouldn't want to see discounts start giving way. Hold buy side level here. My dude. Boom. So right there would be stopped. And we'd be fine with that. Right, 5 handles partialed from that entry. At this point, we'll be wrapping up the morning session. Stick around quick for any questions, but if not, yeah, pretty simple. I can actually one more time go through what we did today. So for us this morning, all we had was, right, original entry. We had engineered all this sell side liquidity, had an inefficiency here. So I was using that paired with all this sell side. The first entry came as we ran all the sell side, right? So a turtle soup entry paired with an inefficiency. Missed a swing low by 1 candle, unfortunate. But stop holds us. We then break structure going higher. So we re-enter at the 830 at this point because we had went lower, broken structure at this high, right? Leaving a volume imbalance in line with the 830. So our second entry came on the 830. At this point, stop was underneath this swing low where we entered. You see we get real close, create perfectly equal lows, but hold our stop. So that keeps us safe. At this point, we start chopping, ugly delivery. We get up and through, creating that 1 minute fair value gap. We partial out 5 handles at buy side. Final target was here, right? This volume imbalance. Unfortunately, our stop was too tight, so we had the stop right underneath this fair value gap. We understood this 1 minute could be used again. Unfortunately, we get hit, to the tick exactly. Right, so if we had it 1 tick lower, which in theory we really should have done, because if we can use this fair value gap, we can use all of it. So that's kind of an error on our part, right? Stop should have been underneath this candle here instead of the actual fair value gap. So too precise with our stop loss. It's going to happen. But nice to see that this area still holds kind of as we're expecting. So now we clear those equal lows, we hold that fair value gap, and then we expand into midnight, new day opening gap, and then ultimately just the buy side target we had here. Right, getting all the way up into actually the new week opening gap. So the high came at the new week opening gap here. And look how the bodies respected that beautifully. So after that, right, consolidation, chop, bounce. We kind of want this buy side still here. So we would like to see that if we want to get up into there. Notice how we actually held the volume imbalance. With the 1 candle's chance, we close underneath it, but then that next candle opens with the volume imbalance. So for me, I would look for that buy side there. Not interested in really taking anything into it, just observing, seeing if our targets can continue to be met. Yeah, that was all for today. Hopefully you guys found it helpful in some way. Hopefully you guys felt the frustration of sitting through chop and then seeing price rip without you being involved. Builds character. It really is good. Might not feel good now, but in the long run, right, that's what you kind of need to see to desensitize yourself to moves like this. That there will always be another move, and we'll be able to capitalize on that next time. See, tomorrow we have, just to be sure, high impact news tomorrow in the morning. So tomorrow will just be a normal 9:25 Eastern live stream. So until then, have a good night, everybody, and we will speak tomorrow morning. Take care.